As phase one of the plan to reopen businesses continues, places of worship are still considered non-essential, according to the governor's office. Stage one allows limited drive-in, stay-in-your-vehicle church services.
But for one church in Penobscot County, that's not good enough. As News Center Maine's Jackie Mundry shows us, church leaders there want to be able to gather as a group in person.
The pawn shops are open, the churches are closed.
For places of worship across the state, meeting in person isn't an option yet. In phase one of Governor Janet Mills's plan to reopen Maine, drive-in services are allowed. For Calvary Chapel in Orrington, that's not enough. Pastor Ken Graves.
All we want is for our constitutional rights to be preserved.
Calvary Chapel serves a lot of recovering addicts. Pastor Graves says this community needs to be allowed to be together, now more than ever. In the lawsuit against the governor, Graves claims Calvary Chapel's members were threatened with criminal sanctions and penalties if at any time any number of individuals gathered together for in-person worship services at Calvary Chapel, and regardless of whether social distancing, enhanced sanitation, and personal hygiene practices were followed. Governor Mills defends her phase one actions during Wednesday's CDC briefing.
As an embodiment of the love you have for neighbor and self, as a faithful response, quoting here, to the biblical mandate to protect the most vulnerable, the marginalized, the weak, and defenseless.
The Maine Council of Churches is supporting the governor's plan. In a letter writing, we call on Maine's churches and the clergy who serve them to practice restraint, patience, and a spirit of sacrifice as we discern a way forward through the coming months. There's no organization that represents all mosques in Maine, but national Muslim organizations are urging all mosques to follow their local guidelines.
I suggest that public health demands certain changes in the way we do a lot of things, and most of the churches in Maine understand that, recognize that.
Pastor Graves says Governor Mills has until the end of the day today to respond to this lawsuit. I also reached out to the Christian Civic League here in Maine. Officials there say they are waiting for a response from their legal team before making any comment on this lawsuit. In Orrington, Jackie Mundry, News Center, Maine.
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Portland released a statement today with times for parking lot masses across the state this weekend. The details on how to participate in these services can be found on our website and mobile app.